Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus, Rune's Path. So perhaps today we shall finally wrap up Rune's content. I'm not sure, he probably has a couple videos worth at least. And then we're going to move back onto Jorgen, and there's going to be an update next month. I think it is for Bjorn. Yes, I think Bjorn is getting another update next month. And it's got like a lot more content, like a ton. But anyway, guys, let's jump right back into it. Please sit back and enjoy for the next 20 minutes and let me entertain you. Here we go. Alright, alarm chain, you're up. Okay. Okay. Alright. We didn't forget to invite you to the party games, did we? No, don't worry. I didn't feel like it. I asked Travis to tell you. Now that I remember, Travis did indeed tell us that Bjorn wouldn't come. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Huh? He's already done? Oh, wait for me! I shoved the entirety of the cake remaining on my plate into myself and swallowed it hurriedly, getting up from my seat. Okay, there's no hurry. I thought he'd at least want to walk back to our rooms together, but maybe spending half the day with me was already too much for him? Good night! See ya! Uh-oh. Rune seems to be in a hurry. Tired already? No, not really. I hope for more pancaker. Odd. That was a weird thing to be sulking about. And blueberries? Yeah, blueberries would be nice. But it still was a nice supper. Yeah, not bad at all. Rune continues down the corridor with his head up high, but something definitely feels off. He's been acting weird since we came back from the roof. Maybe he's just had enough company and wants to be alone for a while. Or he could have heard something that disturbed him during the phone call. He doesn't seem to want to talk about that call, though. So I don't mention it and follow Rune to his room. So, good night. Sleep well. The door closes behind Rune and a heavy silence follows. As if I were at the bottom of a well, not a sound to lessen the feeling of stifling isolation creeping up. What should I do? I don't think I can do anything other than go to my room and then to bed. You can't help someone who doesn't want help. I'll spend the night by myself today. Oh. It's dead quiet here, too. I walk across the room and open the window slightly, so that some of the nightly sounds can liven up the room. Above the guest house is the same sky I gazed at with Rune just half an hour ago. Now it looks more distant and unreal, like a curtain draped over the earth. I fold my wings and light the match. I sit up on the bed, not really feeling like cleaning myself up now. This is not how I imagined this day would end. Oh. Oh. I sat on the bed some more, unsure of what to do with myself, before finally hopping into the shower and getting ready for sleep. Then I read some more of my book, trying to silence my thoughts with the voice of the author, but that works only for a while before my concerns come back. Finally, I got under the covers, laid my head on the pillow, and waited for the tiredness to overcome me. But it didn't happen. I don't feel tired at all. I feel concerned. I unplug my phone from the charger and type a short message. Hey, is everything okay? I don't expect an answer, but at least I'll know I did everything I could. Maybe that would bring me enough consolation to let me fall asleep. What could it be, though, and why Rune wouldn't want to talk about it? Maybe he just doesn't know how. I'd really like to help him somehow. He helped me a lot yesterday. Took me in and let me stay overnight in his room, offered tea and comfort. He took me to the roof and shared his time with me. What did I give him that had any value? How could I repay him for even these things? The wind howls outside. Maybe I should close the window completely. It's getting cold in here, even under the duvet. I hesitate for a while longer, but finally my snout gets so cold that I'm forced to get up from the bed. Going back to the bed, I check my phone. Not really. I was sure I wouldn't get a reply today. Do you want to talk? I think so. You want me to come to your room? Yeah. I gulp. Do I need anything with me? Probably not. We'll talk for a while and I'll come back here. Just something warmer to put on my back. Trousers for decency. Not like Rune hasn't seen any of that them already, and that's all. I dress myself quickly, grab my phone on my way out, and leave the room. Ooh. Ooh. Oh! Oh! Looks like I'm overdressed for the occasion. Rune opens the door in boxers only, leaning against the doorframe. He doesn't look too good. Hey. Hey, do you want me to come in? If you feel like it. I'm a bit of a mess. Sorry. Rune smiles apologetically, withdrawing a bit further into his room. I don't want to be a bother. I'm sure you have better things to do. Like what? Sleeping? Yeah, for example. I ignore Rune and walk around him into his room. He closes the door and behind me and leans on them, gaze fixed on the bed, and looking rather lost and uncomfortable. Don't be silly, I'm here because I'm worried about you. So, what's going on? The stag slumps his tense face contorting into a grimace. So I got a call from the coach. Devin? Did he have to leave somewhere? No, our team coach. He pauses for a moment. I don't press, giving him a moment to collect his thoughts, or maybe just gather the courage to say it out loud. He had a meeting with the team earlier to discuss the team composition for the upcoming tournament, and I was put on the bench. That doesn't sound that bad. I don't know much about basketball, though. How often do players from the bench get called in? It's entirely possible I don't get to play in a game at all. At worst, in any game. Oh. I can understand his distress and disappointment, then. Playing is important for you, isn't it? It is. And it's something I worked my ass off for. I can't be angry at him. I understand the decision, but I can't accept it. I asked him to wait with this just a bit more, so I could try to prove to him that I can be trusted with starting the game, but he already made the decision. Carvin, what am I to do? I thought I tried my best, but apparently I have to get even better, and do it fast. Slow down. Yes, slow down. This doesn't really sound like a good idea. Frankly, I've been worried about you. You seem to always be working, even here during the camp. This can't be healthy, and I think you know it, too. Maybe this is the moment where you should pause and reflect on things, to make sure you're not burning yourself out? I mean, you can't keep on working like that forever, can you? It's not meant to be forever, but for now I need to work to get where I want to be. Because otherwise, who would I even be? Well, still you, I think. What's me but a collection of my skills and achievements? I built myself through all of this. And I want to be someone, and as vain as it sounds, I want to be admired, Carvin. That's really a weird way of thinking about this. I think you're foremost the person you are, your personality and your actions. These are mutable, ephemeral. That way you could be one person today, another tomorrow. But skills, achievements, possessions, these are things you add to yourself over time and build yourself with. These are the things that show who you are. When you introduce yourself, what do you say other than your name? Your profession, your studies, your biggest achievements. That's who you are. This is who I am. I don't agree, but there's not much I can do other than nod. He's stubborn, or maybe he's just so self-assured, and I can see I won't convince him now. Besides, don't be worried about me, please. I know I'll be fine. This is a temporary setback, and I'll get through this. What I need is to get myself together and refocus. Do you need company? I don't know. The stag sighs and looks away, looking defeated. I'd like to not think about this for at least a moment. I don't know if I could distract myself at all right now. But I'm tired too, and I don't want to be a I don't want to be a burden. We don't have to do anything. I can just sit here for a while and keep you company. We can try talking about something else if that would help you. Rune smiles, though not without some effort, and nods. I think I need to lie down for a bit. He walks off to the bed and flops onto the bed heavily, sending a pillow flying sideways and covering his head with another. I lie down next to him on the half of the bed where I slept yesterday. Rune's chest rises and falls, slower and slower, as he breathes deeply to steady his hammering heart. I think I could add something more and talk to him out of working himself to death, maybe, but he said he doesn't want to think about it now, so I honor his wish. His paw lies on the bed, open, palm facing upwards, and I feel a sudden urge to hold it in mine. Maybe one day. The older I am, the less I understand of this world, Carvin. Rune's voice sounds from under the pillow, slightly muffled. He takes the pillow off his head and covers his eyes with a paw instead. He's splayed out on a bed. He looks utterly defeated. But I know that this is just a moment of weakness, that he'll lift himself up stronger than before this. Really? I think it's the opposite for me. When I was a kid, everything was new and magical, and I barely understood anything. The more I learn about the world around me, the easier to grasp it becomes. There's no magic anymore, just biological and physical processes. Kind of, but at the same time, it all makes so little sense when put together. What are we, even? Every attempt at deeper reflection on this brings only confusion. From the simplest perspective, we're vessels for the DNA that replicates and recombines through us into forms better and better suited for the environment. Life is possible only because of the chemical properties of one molecule that can hold all the information about the vessel that it uses. Can you imagine how improbable it is for the universe to be governed by physical laws that would allow for such a molecule to exist? Yet the world had to exist in this form for us, because otherwise we wouldn't be here to perceive it. But It all doesn't make any sense anyway, unless we're a terraformation tool, engineered to spawn countless forms from one planted seed or something of sorts. Do I make any sense? Yeah, at least that. Rune lifts himself up on the bed and looks at me, his fur disheveled, but his snout smiling. Sorry, I hope I'm not bringing you down. Maybe a bit. I mean, nothing you said is particularly optimistic. It's not really new to me, but putting it this way is rather nihilistic. It may sound counterintuitive, but maybe the best we can do is not think about it. I mean, it's something entirely out of our control, and while it concerns us, it doesn't have to dictate our behavior. If you think of yourself as a pre-programmed machine, it paralyzes you. But we're free to do whatever we want, and we can still have good lives, regardless of what our role in this whole cosmic story is. That's the best we can do, I think. Maybe you're right, though it's not something I can just forget and stop thinking about. I feel so tired. Rune lies down on the bed again with a groan, pressing his snout into the pillow. I think I failed to cheer him up, but at least he stopped being worried about the current situation, I guess. Maybe. With a bit of luck, he'll chill a little and take some rest before diving headfirst into work again. I should find a lighter topic and take his mind off all this. That's the least I can do for him. Hey, do you have a First FM account? No response from Rune. His eyes are closed and his breathing slow and steady. He's asleep. Huh. He must have been really tired. I can stay for a while longer and see if everything will be fine with him, I guess. I take off my t-shirt and toss it beside the bed. Lying in bed with clothes on feels kind of inappropriate. It doesn't change the fact that I don't have much to do. Too bad I didn't take a book with me. I could browse something on my phone, but I'm getting sleepy already. Not really in a mood for that. Just as I want to leave, Rune rolls over and puts a paw around me, pulling me closer. Oh! God! Oh! Oh, it's so fucking cute! Aww. My back makes contact with his torso, fuzzy and warm. His paw rests on my chest and he presses his head against the back of my neck with a sigh. I tense up instinctively, dazed. Rune must have expected me to react differently because he moves away a bit, breaking the contact between our bodies. Garvin? Yes? Is this okay with you? Yes. I press up against him, my smaller body fitting against his like a Polaroid fits inside a frame. Rune in turn snuggles himself into me, resting his head against my neck again. His eyes are wet with tears. I can feel them soaking through my fur. His heart beating fast, hammering in his chest and pumping blood through the paw that rubs my chest slowly, in a gesture that feels more appreciative than intimate. He's warm, so pleasantly warm it smells comforting, like a nice evening scent spent on a balcony in early autumn, when the leaves explode with color. He doesn't smell of anything in particular, only of himself, but it's the nicest scent I know. It makes me feel happy and safe. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so cute! That's the cutest fucking thing! I turn my head a bit so that my snout touches his paw. I hope he doesn't mind that. I mean, we're already snuggling half naked in his bed. To my surprise, he lifts his paw and rubs my nose gently with his fingers. The tips of his fingers are stiffer than I expected, calloused by his guitar playing. It's an odd feeling, but not an unpleasant one. I nuzzle at his paw in return, hoping he'd appreciate that. I'm happy. I still can't believe this is happening. But Rune's torso rising and falling in rhythm with his breathing, his paw petting the tip of my snout, his warm breath on my neck. They're almost too real. I'm feeling a bit tense, afraid I might do something out of line that Rune would mind. This might be the last and only time I'm snuggling with him like that. I suddenly understand. I want to explore him a bit more, turn around and rest my head on his chest, but instead I let him snuggle into me and get the comfort that he needs. If this is the closest we'll ever be, then so be it. Right now, I'm overflowing with joy. I can almost taste all the oxytocin my brain is pumping out. I really have a crush on him, don't I? The kind that doesn't let you sleep at night or think straight throughout the day. If I stayed in my bed, I would just lie there thinking of him. It's like kind of like me. I remember the first guy I ever had a crush on. This guy I met on Rune. Not RuneScape. It was. Guys, what was the name of that, like, furry game? That little 2D side-scroll... What was that? That... Fur something. Furcadia! Yes, Furcadia! Back in the day, I had a crush on this wolf friend of mine who I'd just been kind of introduced to the furry fandom. And I met this guy, and his name was Taz Codling. I'm pretty sure that's not his name anymore. It's like his online name, so... I sure hope he's doing well. I hope he's had good fortune in life. But yeah, he's pretty much the first guy I ever had like a really deep crush on. But anyway, just like thinking of him. Rune. As he lies snuggled into me, his breathing slowly gets slower and his heart rate drops until I'm sure he's asleep again. I grab his paw in mine gently, entwining our fingers and whisper, "Good night." Yes! Oh, perfect place to fucking end it! Yes! Oh, I love it! Okay, let's see if the guys have anything to say. Special thanks to... The Rune Artist was commissioned and funded by Luco Lucari. I've heard of them. They're good artists. God. Okay, guys. Oh, that has been another wonderful episode of Rune's Path. We're done with his path now, so I'm going to switch back to Jorgen. My God. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. I love it. It's so beautiful. I really like this path. I like Rune. He's such a good boy. We need to show him the finer things in life. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks if you can. It always helps. And until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!